Hi, I'm Jeff Gerstmann. We're here to talk about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2X for the Xbox. The game is essentially the ultimate version of Tony Hawk 2. It has improved graphics over even the already improved Dreamcast and PC versions, throws in 5 new exclusive levels, and has all of the Tony Hawk 1 levels in it as well. Kind of serves as a director's cut for the series, which is a good thing and a bad thing. If you have an Xbox and no other system, you're probably going to get a lot out of Tony Hawk 2X because you haven't really had a whole lot of exposure to other games in the series. If you've played Tony Hawk 2 to death already, or even worse, if you've played Tony Hawk 3 on either the GameCube or the PS2, you're going to find the game to be sluggish and kind of outdated. Like other versions of Tony Hawk, there are several different modes to choose from. The main mode is the career mode. And in Tony Hawk 2, the career mode revolves around money. Each one of the level goals, be it a score goal or a goal where you have to knock over, 5 things or jump over some fire hydrants, each one has a dollar amount attached to it. So as you complete these goals, you'll earn money you can use to spend on stat increases, new decks, or change the tricks for your skater. In addition to career mode, there's also a free skate and a session mode that lets you kind of take the levels at your own pace without the goal sort of frenzy to it. You can also create your own skaters, and new to this game that wasn't in Tony Hawk 2 but was in Tony Hawk 3 is the ability to create female skaters. Another improvement is that the game does have more multiplayer options. You can play some split screen stuff, or you can actually use the system link feature of the Xbox to link 2 Xboxes together for up to 8 players. And in 8-player mode or anything greater than 4, you can do trick attack and free skate. 4 below, you can play graffiti games, you can play tag, and a horse. Graphically, the game is a huge boost over any of the other versions of Tony Hawk 2, but when you compare it to other Xbox games, your DOA 3, your Shrek, your Halo, it really doesn't stand up. The textures have a nice bump map look to them that really goes a long way to give the game a crisp, clean look. But aside from that and some lens flare trickery, it doesn't really stand up to the rest of the Xbox lineup. The soundtrack covers a lot of different genres. It's the same soundtrack that was in all the other versions of Tony Hawk 2, so you have Rage Against the Machine, Anthrax, Naughty by Nature, and so on. The game also uses pretty much the same sounds as Tony Hawk 2, except when you get to the Tony Hawk 1 levels, which actually they use the Tony Hawk 1 sound effects, so the rail clink when you hit rails for grinds sounds a little bit different, and there's a few other minor differences. So that's pretty much all there really is to Tony Hawk 2X. It serves great as a director's cut for the series up to this point, but you're really not going to get a whole lot new out of it. So if you're a fan of the series that's already played it to death, and you're looking, maybe to the new levels in the game to kind of pick up the slack there and make it worthwhile, it's really not the case. The new levels are not very well designed. The construction yard level has a lot of problems where you kind of get stuck between wall and some rebar and have to kind of jump out of it. And the new levels are kind of constricting, and they definitely don't stand up to the quality of the original Tony Hawk 2 or even the Tony Hawk 1 levels. So overall, I mean, your interest in this game is just basically going to be dependent on how familiar you are with the series. If you've played the game to death on the Dreamcast or even the PlayStation 1, you're going to kind of whip through the career mode, see the new levels, whip through the Tony Hawk 1 levels, and be like, well, okay, that's all there is to it. You're probably better off waiting for Tony Hawk 3 to come to the Xbox.